Hello? How are you? Do you have an appointment? What time is your appointment? Perfect. You are just in time. I was just cleaning up some of our wine glasses that we have. But please, have a seat and get comfortable. Now here, we do have a variety of many different wines. We have red wines, white wines, rosé, sparkling wines, and even fortified wines, dessert wines. And we also have spirits. So we're like a wine and spirits type of establishment. Yes, spirits such as whiskey, gin, vodka, brandy, these sorts. Yes, liqueur as well. Perfect. Do you have an idea of what type of wine that you're looking for? So you don't have a preference. That's perfect, actually. I had gathered a few selection of different wines and some spirits that I want you to try. I was preparing for you before our appointment. I just wanted to make this a smooth and easy process for you. Perfect. And then towards the end, we can do a little wine tasting. Great. So the first wine that I want to show you is this wine. Hold on. Let me set this glass over here so that it's not in our way. So this wine here, this is a white wine, as you can see. It's clear. This is our brand, Confetti. Well, one of our brands that we sell. And this is the Sweet Summer Peach. So this is a sweet white wine. Now some wines are dry, some wines are a little, I wouldn't say bitter, but they're not sweet. And then we do have some wines that are sweet. Some are sweeter than others. This would be one of the sweet ones. And this one is imported from Italy. The vintage is, let's see, because we have many different vintages. The vintage is the year that the grape was harvested, because each year is different. Sometimes a particular year, the wine, that grape might have been really great versus another year. So even though the grape may have been harvested in the same vineyard, that particular year, the grape may have been really great. Yes, as far as taste. So the vintage for this wine is, trying to see if I can find the vintage. I can't find the vintage for this one. Usually we have them written out on the bottle itself, but this one is a 750 milliliter. We do have them in different sizes. We have them in the 1.5 liters. Then we have this, which is a 750 milliliters, and we also have the 375 milliliters. That is so strange. I can't find the vintage. But yeah, this one has 5% alcohol. Now, in comparison to the wines and the spirits, spirits tend to be a little bit more, they contain more alcohol. Yes, they have a higher alcohol content, where the wine, not so much. On average, for spirits, the alcohol would be like 40 to 50%, around there. It varies. And for the wine, it is around, I would say, like 11%. Depending on what wine it is. Some of them can be a little bit higher, some can be a little bit lower, but typically it's not that highly, the alcohol is not high. Now, with this one, this is pleasant creamy foam on the palate with a perfect balance of nice sweetness and acidity. Sorry about that. And this comes in 4 flavors: sweet pink rosé, sweet red, and sweet pink grapefruit. And it has a definite and intense aroma of a white peach, complex, elegant, and refined. And the color, as you can see, is shiny straw yellow with little hints of greenish color. Now, I just remembered, on that wine I just showed you, that one is non-vintage. Some of the wines have a vintage on them, which is the year that the grape was harvested, and some of the wines don't. So that one in particular was non-vintage. That's why I wasn't able to find a year on the bottle. The next wine that I want to show you is a rosé wine. This is Rosado, and it's by Fossi Battaglia. This one is also imported from Italy, and this one has a vintage, if you can see right here. Not sure if you can see that. It's probably too bright, but it's the vintage is 2020. If you can see it right there. Vintage is 2020. And the alcohol percentage is 12%. This is a 750 milliliter bottle. This one also comes in a 1.5 liter and a 375 milliliters. And it comes with a little note right here. The decor is so cute. The bottle is amazing. I love the way that it's shaped. And this little note reminds me of a, sometimes if someone was stranded on an island, they would find a bottle, tie up a note to it, put it in the ocean, and hope that someone would notice it and hopefully rescue them. But it's so cute. I love the decor of the bottle. Again, this is rosé wine. The color is delicate pink. The pH is 3.36. It has aromas of acacia flowers, pomegranate, and hints of cherry. soft and round on the palate with a touch of minerality. Now I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you one of our liqueurs. This one is a cream liqueur. This one is called Crema de Alba. It's a Gran Duque de Alba. So if you like a maybe a wine that's a little bit more on the creamier side, a little bit of sweetness, this is a good option. It comes in a dark bottle, so you can't really see the color of the wine, of the liqueur, but it's still a cool bottle. This one is imported from Spain, and the color is creamy white with golden hues. The alcohol is 17%. It's best served very cold or over ice. It's great as a rich after-dinner indulgence. It was founded in 1877. And the notes are vanilla and cacao. It has a creamy and sweet palate with balanced notes of cacao and vanilla. Now this one has an expiration date because it's cream, as you can see here. And it says here, product of Spain. And this one is a 750 milliliter. And it has a little cute little tie or ribbon. Moving on to another white wine. Now this is a white wine favorite. This is Chardonnay, and it's by Mantra Rosa. The vintage for this one is 2020, and this one was imported from Italy. This is also a 750 milliliter bottle, which most of our wines and spirits are in 750 milliliter bottles. And this one has 13% alcohol. This also comes in the 1.5 liter and the 375 milliliters. Now the color of this wine is a straw yellow with greenish gold highlights. The pH is 3.33. It's perfect to pair with fish dishes, grilled prawns, and hard cheeses. It has scents of orange peel, oleander flower, and white prickly pears. And it's powerful with a pleasant minerality and a long finish. Just so you could see the wine. Now usually wine you don't shake. You just stir it. But I just wanted you to see the colors. the wine bottles, you'll see like a little a deep hole. I've heard someone say that the deeper this goes in, the better quality of the wine. I'm not sure how true that is, but this is the Chardonnay. Now, if you're looking for more of a dry wine, this would be your best bet. This is extra dry vermouth, and it's by Boursier. This is a product of Italy. Most of our wines are imported from Italy. This contains 18% of alcohol, which you've noticed compared to the other wines, this one has a higher percentage. The bottle is pretty cool. It's dark. Now the color for this is crystalline. It's infused with sweet botanicals such as elderflower, sorry about that, chamomile, and coriander. It was developed in France in 1857. It's best served over ice with a twist of lemon, or as a long drink mixed with a soda water, tonic, or lemonade. And this one would be considered a spirit. Now finally, I have a red wine to show you. Now red wines tend to be more popular as far as wine, period. People tend to go more towards the red wines. There are some sweet red wines, but red wine tend to be a little bit more on the bitter side, not so sweet, where sometimes white wines tend to be more so on the sweet side. But this one here, this one is Langhe Nebbiolo, and it's by Patasiello. The vintage year is 2019. This one was imported by Italy, or imported from Italy, and it has 14% alcohol. Again, this is a red wine, and the color is deep ruby red. pH is 3.4. It has a full-bodied and pleasantly cool wine with an intense and persistent expression of berries, cherries, and ripe fruit. Best paired with pasta dishes, risotto, red and white meats, and medium-aged cheese. Now, earlier I mentioned that the content of alcohol in spirits was 40 to 50%. It's actually 35 to 40%. So I just wanted to correct myself on that one. Now with wines, they are usually made by fruits, particularly grapes. And with spirits, they are made by mash, which is a combination of grains and other ingredients. Now, if you're looking for more of a sweet wine, which I'm more on the sweet side of things. If you're looking for a white sweet wine, I would recommend like Moscato or like a Riesling. But if you want to do a sweet red wine, I would recommend more of a Shiraz or a Lambrusco. Yeah, those are usually good. Here I have another white wine. This one is called La Cala Vermentino di Sardegna. This one is vintage 2021. So this is another option that I pulled to the side for you. And as you can see, it is clear. It has a yellowish, greenish color to it. This one has 12.5% of alcohol in it. And this one was imported from Italy. Some of these bottles are so cool to look at. I like to look at the decor. Let me put this one back. Here is another red wine. This one is called La Crema Cristi del Vesuvio or Vesuvio. Some of these are a little bit difficult to pronounce. And this one was established in 1878 as far as the brand. But the vintage of this wine is 2020. Tells you on the back. And this is a dry red wine. Not a lot of people are a fan of dry wine, period. But if you like dry wine, this would be a good option. And this has 12.5% alcohol. And this is a 750 milliliter. This is also imported from Italy. And the bottle is dark because it's a red wine. Usually red wines, are in a dark bottle. And the white wines are usually in more of a clearer bottle. Or I should just say a clear bottle. Now I have 2 more wines to show you, and then we can get to the wine tasting part. This one is a white wine, you can see. It has a greenish, yellowish tint to it. Look at the illustration on the front of the bottle. Isn't that pretty cool? Now this one has 40% Sauvignon Blanc, 30% Semillon, 27% Colombard, and 3% Marlot Blanc. So this is like a combination of different white wines. The vintage on this is 2020, and this has 13% alcohol in it. And this is a product of France. This one is called Chateau Bellevue. And last but not least, I have another red wine. This one is called Arpino Aglianico. This is also another dry red wine. The vintage is 2019, 750 milliliter, and the alcohol is 13%. Not sure if you can see, but you can see that it is red. It's in a dark bottle, but the color is red. So that would be it of the showing of the wines that I wanted to show you. Now we can get to the wine tasting part. Now before we start, I would like to give you some water. This will help cleanse your palate. Yes, so you can taste the wine itself. Just a little bit of water. Here you go. Perfect. Just drink that. If you want some more water, feel free. I'll put the rest here for you. Now, wine tasting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try one red wine and one white wine. So you can try both types of wine. Sounds like a plan. Okay, good. Let's try the white wine first. Here is your glass. And now I'm going to pour some for me. So we can taste it together. So sometimes what you want to do with wine is just allow it to air out a little bit, because we just opened that bottle. Allow it to do what it does best. And you can stir it a little bit. And you want to take a nice sniff. You want to smell the wine before you taste it. Just like when you eat your food, you want to smell it first. Make sure it's edible before you eat it. Cheers. Let's try it. That is some good white wine. I can taste the flavors. Not too much alcohol. More about the flavor. Really good. What do you think? It's good, right? And this one is the vintage 2021. You can continue to keep drinking if you want. I'm going to prepare for the red wine. Now for the red wine, it has a little cork in it. So I'm going to have to use a little instrument to help me. Let me pour you the first glass. And now a glass for me. That smells good. Cheers. This is really good wine. Delicious red wine. This is definitely something you want to pair up with food, as in like fish, or even like some medium aged cheese. Really good. What do you think? You like it too? Now, don't get me wrong. Both the wines are good. I just prefer red. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. You have access to any of the ones I showed you, plus any of the other ones you may see around. Well, I am so glad I was able to help you today. You have been such a pleasure. I really enjoyed this, and I hope you did too. Well, it was nice meeting you. Sure, you can go ahead and make your selections, and you can go to the front, and they will be more than happy to ring you up. Awesome. Well, you take care.